you doing over here? Hey everybody, so Rockhound Quest and I are back up here at the secret spot. It just rained a few days ago, so there's going to be a lot of new exposure here, but we're thinking that we actually might see a little bit of digging today. We don't quite know yet because there's always good stuff on the surface, but let's show you some of the stuff that we found up here already. Alright, here's a couple I just found a second ago. These are pretty solid, except over here in the corner, but usually these guys are pretty good cutters. This one you can see is going to be a good one too, just with all this melty looking stuff. Oh geez, still a little tired from the ride in. That's a good one. Here's another couple ones. I bet you this one's pretty good moss. So it's kind of hard to see in there. Let me see if I can get a little zoomy on there. Yeah, so you see just a little bit of reds inside. You can see over there on the edge, right here. There will be some mossy stuff in there. So this will be a good one. Plus it's got all that quartz in there. You got this one over here. The green's really what gives it away. You can see a little bit more of the blue of the agate in there, or chalcedony. But yeah, these would be pretty good for like a large tumbler batch. There's a decent piece right there too. I mean, it's just white, but usually when you cut these ones open, they got the water line in them. And this one's probably no good just because it's a real funky shape. Be too skinny when you get it to a certain point. Maybe it's good for a tumbler though. So as we showed you before, there's a lot of quartz up here. And you can see this water line in through there, or the fortifications. Pretty good. But usually this isn't what we're looking for. More of what we're looking for is stuff like this, where it's all nice and rounded off. Because a lot of the times that's going to have a lot more of the water line. Now this one's pretty thin, but if we see them more like this, that green right there is going to indicate some good stuff. Typically what I've noticed is when it has that green, that's a good chance of it being amethyst. Alright, so here's another little honey hole. This one's actually looking kind of almost like it's got a limb cast on the side there, but I'm not positive on that. You can see it's pretty thick. It's got some quartz right there. But that cavity makes me wonder. It's pretty interesting. So we also have kind of a more rounded off one. If the camera will focus. So that one might be a good one to do a little cut on as well. You can see there's just the slightest red hue there. So that might be a real good one to cut. I also have a little bit, just this gnarly looking large quartz here. And then if you turn that and see, where was it? Yeah, that's pretty interesting right there. So this is kind of a neat piece, but we'll leave this one here. Looks like we got another little honey hole over here. Now this was what interests me. See those lines right there? That's actually going to be pretty good agate right there. It's not too bad of a side. Ah, get away from me, fly. But this one could be a real good cutter. That's a good dead giveaway. Here's another big agate too. You can see there's a fortification lines in there. So that's decent. Pretty big size too. Some multicolored jasper with some quartz going right through the center of it. It's pretty good green. There's a little guy down in there. That's some really nice green. There's a big chunk of quartz too. But I don't know, nothing special really. One hiding that we might want to check out. See if that's any good. It's got some staining on it, but I think we'll leave that one as well. Another little honey hole here. Not this good guy. That's really solid too. This one caught my eye. It's like a little node. It's pretty crazy. Here's also one that you can see with the green on the outside there. You cut it in there. There's a good chance this can be amethyst though, so we're going to take this one. So here's some interesting stuff. You can see a couple right here, another one down in here. Nothing special, but they're nice and round like this. Usually these are pretty good cutters. Now since it's got some of that red in there, I bet you that might have a little bit of color in there. But in all reality, I bet you this is going to be mostly quartz when cut open. This one, you can just see what we like to call a cookie. Just that large quartz all the way through. So nothing too special. And this guy, it's pretty gnarly, but not too much in the means of color. So I think that one will stay as well. Yeah, and so here's an outcropping at the spot. You can see all these little vesicles there that are filled with chalcedony of some sort. They're pretty much everywhere. You can see this is the source of it, and it's all just kind of running downhill. Up here at the outcropping a little bit, you can see here, it's all quartz up in there. You know, everything, but the problem is we don't know how big this thing is. We also don't know how solid it is, so really, why even expend the energy when we can do surface collecting? Another hider right up in there, so let's check that out. Just saw the red on it. Now that right there is what I actually saw. Gave it away. But it looks like it's just some jasper, red jasper. And maybe it's got little bits of quartz in it. So nothing too special. Alright, so I can see some water line up in there. It's just a little guy. But it's got some nice water line in it. It's an interesting little piece. Yeah, looks like we got a decent piece right there. So when it's a little bit darker, kind of almost bluish like that, I tend to like to pick these guys up. Just because like they're good cutters. And then you got another one right over here. That'd probably be alright. You know, just to cut, see what it looks like. Because sometimes these ones actually are pretty plumy. That one might be something right there too. Yeah, that's a decent sized one. You can tell that there's some water line down in there. A lot of quartz in here. So who knows how much of water line that's actually in there. Sure goes to quartz fast though. It's a good piece though. That one looks like it would be pretty mossy. But once again, a lot of just quartz in there. So we'll have to see. Looks like here's some Medfordite as well. It's not a very good piece, but that's definitely Medfordite. It's like moss agate with, or Medfordite is basically moss agate with a higher quartz content as opposed to the, you know, the chalcedony or agate. It's pretty cool. Now see how this right here is like white quartzy? You see how these have more of a red hue on the outside? A little bit of blue in there. If this one wasn't so thin, I'd probably take that, but oh, same thing with that. You know, it's just, it's got the color on the outside, but it's just too much of a patty. It's a nice carnelian. Now here's a pretty big chunk. Now it's a lot of quartz in there, but you can see that red staining. That might be decent cutter, but I don't know. Tough to say. Might only just be surface deep, that color. A little hider back in here. I'm not sure. I think that's probably jasper. That's my little bit of green there. It's pretty light though, so I think I'll probably leave that one. A little bit of quartz right there.
That's decent.
Chunk of quartz hiding in the grass. Yeah, it's large quartz right there. Nothing special to us. There's a wee one. There's an interesting one. See the green on the top there. I don't think it would be what we want, but that green is a good indicator. So this area has actually got some decent amount right there. That one would probably be a good cutter. I saw this one over here. This green right there. Like I said, usually a good indicator that there's some amethyst, but you know, it's kind of thin, so that's a tough call. Looks like we got a nice little nodule right there. This is a bunch of quartz though. Nothing too special. A little bit of quartz, a bunch more quartz. Oh, that one's got a bunch of botryoidal, or I mean, like druzy. So that would clean up pretty good, I bet you, with the textile. Probably be pretty good. A little bit more of the quartzy kind of stuff over here, but just nothing special for, you know, for what I'm looking for. Now this one's kind of interesting. You can see the little terminated quartz inside there. Some of these might be okay, but you really got to think about pack weight. A lot of quartz. This one looks like it might be alright. Yeah, and this one's kind of interesting right here. Definitely some water line or fortification up in there. But then it goes real quartzy. That could be something cool. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, there's definitely some fortification up in there. But it's just a really weird shape. It's tough to say how it actually cut and polish, you know. There's a pretty gnarly looking one. Check that out. A lot of impressions on it. Really lightweight. So I bet you it's hollow. Definitely need to check that one out. That blue in there really makes me think. Problem is like, as soon as I pick it up, I can feel it just weighs nothing. So that's the only unfortunate part. Looks like we got some fortification in that one. Not a bad size either. It's kind of funky shaped. Might have to keep that one, give it a little cut. Looks like we got a little quartz crystal there. That one's cool. Just a little guy. Got that druzy quartz up in there. Oh yeah. Oh hey, look at that one. It's got some terminations on it. It's pretty cool. I'd probably clean up alright too. But for the most part, there's so many of these up here. I'm just going to leave it. Actually, I don't know. I think that maybe somebody might want that. So, we'll see. There's one that got, oh yeah, a little bit of red in there. There's some quartz though, some of the large quartz. I don't think that red would go any deeper than the surface, so we'll leave that. Alright, so all this stuff is like quartz, chalcedony, agate, stuff like that. So I'm just going to kind of like pull some of it away and see if I can see anything that's really eye-catching. I mean, you can see like, here's a piece of druzy stuff. A little terminated. Little tiny termination spots. But, yeah. I mean, there's just so much material here that might as well just kind of high grade as you go. Look for color. Alright, what's this one right here? Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty decent. You can see some of the lines in there. It's just a really funky piece. In there, got one hiding, but it's got the red. That might be a good cutter. That one's really tough to see right there. Really blends in. But you can see right there. It's probably pretty mossy in there. So there's some Medfordite right there. You can see the green moss in there. The only problem is it's really thin. Nothing special, so really wouldn't be worth taking. And some quartz up in there. Oh, look at that. It's the tiniest little druzy in there. Right there. Oh, look at that ball. I like these. That's basically what I've been collecting today, so I guess I'll take that one with me. See some blue in there. Yeah, definitely some blue. Oh. It's just a patty though, so yeah. A piece of green in there. Looks like we got some broken quartz here. Right there. That looks like it might be something decent. That's pretty big. Yeah, that looks mossy. Looks like we might have a little piece of jasper up in there. Ah, it's nothing special though. Yeah, little heart-shaped thing. It's interesting because it's almost like a tool. You can see right there how it's real sharp. This could be used as like, I don't know. It's weird. There's just a big chunk of quartz right there. Not too special. You can see in there some decent sized crystals, but yeah, nothing worth taking. Yeah, same thing with this. See, it's just quartz. Alright, well, that looks like Medfordite right there. You can see the green moss going through it. But when I put it over onto this side, it pretty much disappears, so nothing crazy there. Same with this. You got some decent impressions in there. You have a little bit of the, where was it? Oh, maybe never mind. Just a big piece of quartz. Here's a little egg. Oh, that's kind of a funky one. Yeah, I might as well take that one today, since eggs are what I've basically been picking up. Yeah, it looks like all this whole area right here. Anytime you're seeing that color, it's just quartz, chalcedony, agate, whatever. This one's probably pretty mossy. Might be alright. But you can just tell that, I mean, the whole thing's loaded. Whole area. That one's pretty quartzy. It's just all quartz, which is not really what we're looking for today. Yeah, here's another little egg. I think might take that one just to see how it cuts. I almost walked by that one right there. Let's give that one a look. So you can see right there, that's all quartz. Oh, it's a big one too. Let me set the camera down real quick. All right, so you can see the quartz right there. Let's see if we can actually pull that sucker. Whoa, yeah, that's a big one. Here, let me show you the other side. Look at that. That's all quartz. That's a solid piece right there. Jeez, let me see if I can flip it over. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a solid chunk of quartz. Wow. It's another big one. Jeez. Huh. Last time I was up here, I found that 35-pound geode. Looks like this might be another piece of it. See some of those quartz crystals right there. Oh. Yes, sir. Yeah, so let's look at those. Those are nice quartz right there.
Is it here?
Yeah, really nice quartz in there. You can see some of these. Pretty cool. That's a big piece. So I was just showing Rockhound Quest and he pointed out this. So that looks like it might open up a little bit. Pretty cool. Just got to try to figure out whether or not I want to take it, because it's a big one. Looks like we got another decent sized chunk in there. Well, that's a funky one, but yeah, it's all quartz. It's weird looking. Yeah, so this is a big one, and after talking with Rockhound Quest, I think that we are going to take it. It's just, you know, with how dirty it is right now, we don't know, and I think that if I put this into a big saw, we really might see something, especially with this right here, where it's opening up like that. You know, we don't know how deep that goes in. For all we know, it could be coming up into here. You know, could be a decent little cavity in there, maybe some crystals. Who knows? Because we know the whole thing is crystal, quartz crystal. And if anything, make a good yard rock. After finding that big piece, I think that tells us it's time to go home. It's been a great day up here. We found a lot of cool stuff. We found a really big one, but it's time to get home, clean everything up, and show you what we actually found. Oh, geez, I can't even pick it up with one hand. Gotta stuff it in the bag. All right, so here's a big one from the other day. See all the quartz crystals in there. But now it's time to clean this up and see how it looks. Cleaned up pretty nice. Time to spray off the front real quick. Right, that cleaned up really nice. So this is the front of it. You can see there that it's completely solid quartz. Pretty awesome. Looks like right here though, there's these veins of what appears to be basalt, you know, whatever the host rock was. And then we do have some coming up through here and through here. Now I'm not really sure if that goes all the way through or what, so probably going to end up having to do a little cut on this and see what we actually have. That's some pretty big quartz though.